Fred VanVleet was asked whether or not he would acquire Kevin Durant if it meant trading Scottie Barnes, and he said he would not. Now, obviously, there is so much to dissect about this and everything involving Kevin Durant and Scottie Barnes as well. So if you're ready to watch this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. Now, as you guys know, I do like to give out shoutouts on my channel. And for today's video, the shoutout goes out to VanHoot2234. Thank you so much for supporting this channel, to your likes and comments. It is very much appreciated. Now let's talk about this, because this was an episode on How Hungry Are You, which is Serge Ibaka making weird food and having NBA players and celebrities on here. And he had Fred VanVleet and he asked him, would you trade Scottie Barnes for Kevin Durant if it meant acquiring Kevin Durant? He said he would absolutely not. Now, I know a lot of non-Raptors fans who are here are going to suggest that that is absolutely foolish to not acquire someone talented player like Kevin Durant for Scottie Barnes, but I do want to mention it's not just as simple as trading Scottie Barnes for Kevin Durant. There's so much more to it. In fact, you have to take into consideration not only Scottie Barnes' age, but also his salary as well. Yes, Kevin Durant is older. Yes, Kevin Durant at his stage right now is a lot more talented than Scottie Barnes, but you have to take into consideration that it isn't just as simple as swapping the two players one for one, because salaries are a thing in the NBA. We have to come close to matching salaries. Now, as you see there, Scottie Barnes is making $7.6 million, whereas Kevin Durant is making $44 million. Now, anyone who wants to try this, you can jump on the ESPN trade machine. You can try this trade out. It's not going to work. So it's not as simple as trading Kevin Durant for Scottie Barnes. There is so much more you'd have to throw. In fact, when you take a look at his salaries, that's approximately $37 million that the Raptors have to include in a salary. So not only would the Raptors not trade him because he's a very young player who you could build your team around, obviously Kevin Durant is a very skilled player, do not get me wrong, it's also because you would have to throw in so much more salary. So again, you have to throw in around $37 million. So you're either treating your front court players in Scottie Barnes and Pascal for Kevin Durant, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me because Pascal is the Raptors' current best player, and you're giving up a lot there, and you're also giving up the future in Scottie Barnes. And even if you were to trade, let's say, a few other guys in Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr., you'd have to include Scottie Barnes there. So essentially, again, you're throwing in so many pieces where you're essentially diminishing your starting lineup and trading three starters away for Kevin Durant. The Raptors, unfortunately, just don't have a lot of guys that make a ton of money outside of their starting five. Yes, they have Chris Boucher. Yes, they have Thaddeus Young as well, but that doesn't equate anywhere close to $37 million or even $35 million. So they're going to have to include a few more starters, and I just don't think that makes a lot of sense for the Toronto Raptors for obvious reasons. Now, I do want to mention another thing as well. Now, there's going to be a lot of talks about, there was some talks on Raptors fan pages about Scottie doesn't like Fred VanVleet, vice versa. I do want to mention, before people are quick to suggest that Fred VanVleet is only saying this because he's on television, people are going to be watching this, I want you to go watch an interview about Fred VanVleet when asked about how he's going to be the main point guard for the Raptors after the Raptors had moved on from Kyle Lowry. He did say that while he appreciates Kyle Lowry, him being on the Raptors didn't allow Fred VanVleet to excel to his full potential and not really be the point guard. So again, Fred VanVleet isn't one to mince words. He's not going to be one that's going to fake it in front of the media. He says it how it is. Go watch some of his interviews. It's obvious that he wouldn't just say things just for the sake of saying things. And I think it was foolish that, I don't know where it started from, but a lot of Raptors fans on Bleachers Report, on Reddit, were saying that perhaps Scottie doesn't like Fred, vice versa. And there's a lot of chatter about that maybe perhaps there's locker room tension. Again, I don't understand where these rumors come from. It's kind of silly, but Fred VanVleet obviously stands up for his guys. He's a loyal player. He's someone who sticks up for his teammates. It's very interesting he said this, but obviously there's going to be a lot of thoughts. I do want to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think of this? Would you, as a Raptors fan, trade Scottie Barnes for Kevin Durant? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And as always, I do have a trivia question for you today. And that trivia question is, who leads the NBA in turnovers per game? Is it A, Russell Westbrook? Is it B, Ja Morant? Is it C, Kevin Porter? Or is it D, Paul George? So whoever answers the trivia question correctly first in the comment section gets a shout out in my next video. So that will be it for today's video, guys. So if you're still watching, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And I hope you guys have yourselves a great day.